The sparkle done. This is a pattern that has evolved all the way from Fran Better's haystack to a Compara done by Gucci and Nastasi, and Craig Matthews came around and added a trailing shuck so that it would attract, so it would look like a cripple mayfly dragging the shuck of the mayfly. This one here is a Hendrickson's light Hendrickson Compara done, and I have a brown Antron, or this is actually brown Zelon for the tail, which will imitate the nymph as it's trying to, as the mayfly is trying to break away from the skin of the nymph. And as you can see, the wing is splayed at 180 degrees to help it float flush on the water. So when that is on the water, on calm water, the fish gets to see the whole body. So that is the Compara sparkle done using the Antron yarn or Zelon yarn for the trailing shuck. Okay, first we'll attach the thread to the hook. I like to start behind the eye and at least go halfway to the mid shank of the hook. This will help with the when I tie the wing in, so that it doesn't slide all over the place on a bare shank hook. And then I'll try to bring the thread forward a bit so that when I do tie the wing in, it'll be in the right place. So usually about a 1/4 behind the eye, or if you want to go from the bend of the hook, it's 3/4 of the length. Now for the wing, I'm going to use some medium coastal deer hair, also known as Compara done hair. This is usually from a hide from a deer that is on the coastal areas, where the fur, the hide, the hair is a lot finer. So what I did was I'm going to stack some deer hair, and I'm going to line it up and make the wing. So I've just stacked some deer hair. I have going to line it up, measure it against the shank of the hook, going to see that it should only be the length of the hook shank, and I'm going to tie it in at least 2/3 away from the bend, or to 1/4 away from the bend. And what I do is I put 2 good wraps and pull up, and I'm holding this in place when I do that, and I'm tying this in tight. Then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut all those butts as close to the as close to the tie-in point as possible. Clean them all off. Now I got them in place. Then what I'll do is pick up all the hair, and I'm going to wrap right in front of it with like a jam knot for the wing, and then I will splay it out at 180 degrees, and then bring my thread to the bend of the hook. Make sure it's there. Any of these stray butts that are there, I'll just pull them out. Okay, so the wing is 180 degrees. Now I'm going to take some brown Antron yarn or Zelon. This happens to be brown Zelon. I'm going to measure it, don't have to be precise because we can always trim it, to about the shank of the hook, and we're going to tie it in at the bend of the hook. And I'm pulling it kind of tight, and then what I'll do is trim the Antron yarn here. And I will make the tail about as long as the shank of the hook. Now it is time to dub the body. I'm using, since this is going to be a Hendrickson imitation sparkle done, I have some super fine dubbing Hendrickson pink. And I'm just going to put this on real tight to the thread and get ready to dub the body. So the first couple of wraps right by the tail, and we go right up to the wing. And then we'll add more dubbing fur. And we will tie in front of the wing. And behind the wing again to cover the bottom. Almost like crisscrossing. And don't worry about mashing the wing down. I got too much fur in the front. I'll just take some off. Now I'll whip finish. And cut the thread.